Yeah, welcome to today's session Beyond Firewall. My name is Oluwaseun Odusagun. I'm the cybersecurity analyst for Innovate Solutions Limited. With me on this call, I have my colleague Taiwo Odeyemi and Olafusifemi, the head technology of Innovate Solutions Limited. Today, we want to have a brief discussion on something that have been a pain point to many of organizations, something we should look at that is very, very important for the growth of our business and how we can best understand the security posture of our infrastructure and our environments. We're looking at how a simple vulnerability test can save you from the next cyber attack. And it's important to look at this topic, very, very important topic to look at, something we should discuss, something that's supposed to be a talk of discussion for all business owners, be it SME, even if you're a large enterprise, small business, individual. We should look into this topic together. So let's look at about us. Let's look at who are we? Innovate Solutions Limited. Some of us are familiar with us already. You've had sessions with us where I believe some of our participants here are new to Innovate Solutions Limited. Innovate Solutions Limited is a cybersecurity firm. We prioritize security of your industry, of your data, in fact, of your entire infrastructure at Innovate Solutions. We also have other services we render, but for now we are concentrating on the cybersecurity solutions. And one of the major things we do here is the VAPT solutions under our cybersecurity solutions at Innovate Solutions Limited. As you can look, this is our mission. Our mission is to design, develop, deploy cutting-edge technology solutions that positively driving value to our stakeholders while putting security at the forefront of our day-to-day. Let you know that security is one serious thing in our day-to-day life here at Innovate Solutions Limited. So these are a list of our services, and you can see top of it is cybersecurity. Just to let you know how serious we take security and how much we are dedicated to securing organizations, the businesses, and their activities and their reputation in the industry. So let's move on beyond firewall. Let's look at firewall. Many times we have a lot of organizations that felt that, yes, if we implement the most expensive firewall, we are secured. Once we get this product and that product, we are secured both on cloud, our network infrastructure, our website, everywhere is okay, our email, so long there is a firewall. But beyond this firewall lies an area that we don't actually look at, because we believe a firewall will just do the job, so there is no need to do anything. We should look at this as having a building, and most times we implement smart doors, smart locks. We have these big padlock, giant gates. So long there's gates, in fact, sometimes we can just manage to have some dogs. Once we have all that, we believe, yes, this house or this building is well secured. But most of the time, we don't look at the windows, we don't look at the roof, we don't look at the wall, the strength of the wall. We don't look at other smaller things that attackers can actually use. And in most cases, attackers don't look for those big things. They are not interested in your gates. In fact, they don't have interest knocking your gates, because they know all your attention, everything you want to see is just that big gate that you put in your building. So they are not interested in the door. They are not interested in the big gates. They don't have strength to be knocking down your gates or knocking down your big door, your smart lock. They are just looking for that tiny loophole that you are not seeing, that you are not looking at. And that's why we come here today to look beyond the firewall together. Today we're going to look beyond firewall. You and I, Innovate Solutions is going to help your organization and business look beyond the firewall you've implemented. Most organizations believe, yeah, we trust our firewall because we are paying huge for it. We have professionals from different OEMs that are managing these firewalls for us. and we have vast training on firewall configuration and implementation. Firewalls only set rules, fine. The rules are fine, they are good. Antivirus is there doing their job. But beyond that, what can attackers be looking at that we are not even paying attention to? So the objective of this webinar is we want to look at what vulnerability assessment is and penetration testing, what they actually mean. Then why every business needs it, why we need to just carry out vulnerability assessments, how often do we carry out this, and the benefit of carrying out the vulnerability assessment. We're going to look at some real examples based on the experience that we've had over time and how these industries are able to overcome what will have been a very serious threat. Then we'll take some practical steps to strengthen your organization's defense after this webinar. Before we move on with this webinar, can I get 1, 2 businesses here, industry that can help us with their company websites? Just our website, can you just type it here? We just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll take randomly, we can just choose one to help you see something before the end of this class. We're going to show you something that to help you better understand what we're actually talking about or what we are discussing. I'm trying not to be too technical, but I'm a very technical person, but I'll try to make sure I'm not too technical. But then we can also see some practicals. We can have some practical sessions that help us see clearly why this vulnerability is very, very important. If we can have you drop your website, your company website, I'll just choose randomly, maybe 1 or 2, then we'll see something from that, just that website alone. Will help you see something from that website. You can drop that. So we can carry on with this. And at the end of this session, we are going to share an assessment form. To come in, we'll send it to your email or we'll drop a link where you can get that form. Please just do well to fill the form and submit back to us. This can help us to help walk you through an advisory session towards strengthening your security posture for your business. So let's carry on with our discussion today. So let's look at the illusion of security. So most of the time we'll say, okay, we already have our firewalls in place, we already have antivirus software running, everything is smooth. We don't think we should just go to sleep, we should just be running our business. Although this firewall and antivirus help us create a sense of safety, but cyber criminals have evolved. Like I said earlier, they don't look at the big door you put on your entrance. They don't look at the big gates. They don't care about these big gates. They've evolved more than that. While the firewall is doing its job, is doing it fine. Your firewall is very important. It's doing it. The antivirus we have on our endpoints and our servers, they are doing their job. Very, very important. They are doing their job. But these criminals has evolved. You can see from the diagram we have here. We'll see while the firewall is actually protecting, these guys are looking for just the tiniest loophole, just the tiniest. They are not interested in the big door. They just need the weakness. The weakness is not always visible to business owners. It's not always visible to the tech guys. It's not always visible to the directors or the management. But this loophole they are looking for, and they have different softwares that help them look for these loopholes. And getting these loopholes is not even a big thing for them based on their experience. So while your firewall is there doing its own job, they're just looking for that small weakness, something that looks weak, something they can just break, something that you felt, oh, it's okay, it's serving us. There's no need to replace this. Sometimes you can just say a broken burglary and we felt, oh, this is okay, it's still fine, everything is fine. Or because we have a window blind indoor, we don't get to see what is happening at the back of the window blind. And that's exactly what these attackers are looking for. So attackers no longer knock at the front door. They find small cracks in forgotten systems, outdated apps, and even human habits. most of our staffs, most of our employees have some of the habits that these guys just need to understand and work with. That's why we call them the insider traits. I believe from our previous cybersecurity awareness class, we'll have learned about the insider traits. So most times they just want to learn about the human habits, your employee, your staff, and that's just what they're looking for. And they can penetrate and use that to get into the system or to breach your security apparatus. Now, let's even explain. Let's understand what this VAPT means. The vulnerability assessment is a systematic scanning to identify security weakness. So this is just like, okay, I've had my firewall installed, well configured, everything is fine. We have our antivirus, yeah, everything is running fine, all our endpoint. Yes, they are fine, they are okay. But vulnerability assessment is now like, okay, after implementing all this, how do we test? How do we check if this thing is actually securing us? Most organizations don't have a way of actually testing themselves using either a third party or in-house expertise. Yeah, this OEM have come install their firewall, configure it. We also get antivirus for all our endpoints. Everything is well secured. Yeah, we're fine. How do we check? How do we test? How do we know if these guys are really doing their job? And how often do we know? Is it just a log the antivirus sent to us? Is that sufficient? Or is it just a log the firewall we get from the firewall event logger? Is that enough? How do we check to know that, yes, this antivirus is actually doing what it's supposed to do? How do we check to know that this firewall is actually securing every aspect of our infrastructure, both web, the cloud, on-prem, even individual? So that's where vulnerability assessment comes in. It scans through the entire network, scan through your whole website, your whole everything that has to do with the business, with your organization. That's where vulnerability assessment comes in. So vulnerability assessment can help you identify those loopholes, small or big. It can help you identify weaknesses. For instance, an antivirus that is going to expire, although the antivirus owner will be telling you it will expire in 1 month because they need you to renew. But then this vulnerability assessment can actually help you understand the kind of services these antivirus are running. There are some situations we've seen many people will just go online, download some free antivirus and will say, yeah, we are protected. Many times they don't even know that some of these antivirus are virus themselves. Most of them are spywares. Most of them send your data back to whoever that hosts them. And we just felt, yes, we are secured. And most of the time, that's why you see when you now refuse to pay or when you refuse to renew, it lock up some services on your system. You might not be able to enter password. You might not be able to open some pages or do some activities on your system, which is not supposed to be so. The vulnerability assessment you perform will have shown you all these things in the future. That with this kind of antivirus, with this kind of settings you have on your system, this and these are the problem. It helps you see what we call the 0 day. So before even the developer of software know that their software needs patching or updates, the vulnerability assessment will have told you that this software you're using probably needs an update or need a patch on this part and this part and this part. We'll have told you already the kind of, if there are some external scripts running on your website or your web application or the client-facing application. So most of the times we have developers that just go online and get scripts. Some of them get templates. Some of them just go and buy WordPress theme, and your website is up. You're happy. Yes, our website is beautiful. It's stunning. It's dynamic. It's fine. You did a great job. But these guys just download themes or templates or buy themes or scripts. Most of the time, there are some cross-site scripting, which is an attack that are put on the back end of this code, in the code base of some of these softwares. Now, before we implement or before we even install, before we use, most of the time, we don't even scan those softwares. We don't scan the source code. We don't scan to check this thing we are putting on our server, on our cloud. Is it clean? We don't check the integrity. We've also seen a case of a microfinance bank that we try to work with. We discovered that their core banking software have a lot of a lot of bugs and a lot of cross-site scripting on it, which is very, very vulnerable to SQL injection attack and some other attack. So the developer are just writing their own code. It's working. Yes, it's working. It's giving us results. Fine. But is it clean? Does he have backdoor? These are things we don't know. And I can guarantee you that 90% or 80-something% of businesses in Nigeria, a lot of us use third party for most of our software or most of our applications that we use, be it website, be it mobile application, be it most of our enterprise software, most of them are third party. But do we even ask them, this software you're selling to us or this website you want to build, did you perform a vulnerability assessment on it? Can we see the report? How do we know it's clean? We are just careful. We just always care. We only care about, is it working? Does it do what I want? Yes. But what is in the back door is something we don't know. That's where this vulnerability assessment is very, very important. To do a thorough check of what you're putting on your server or what you're dealing with. Now, let's look at the penetration testing. Penetration testing, on the other hand, is if we perform this vulnerability assessment and we find some weaknesses or some script that is suspected to be backdoor, can we actually exploit these weaknesses? Now, attacker comes to your house, they saw some weaknesses in your burglary, the net is torn, it's very fragile, or there are some windows that need repair, you don't even know, because most of the time we just leave home in the morning, come back in the evening, we don't have the time to check all those things. The roof, can they just get into your roof, and from the rooftop they get into your building? Have they checked all these things, and they know that, okay, they can actually come through your roof, and from the roof they can get in easily, or through a cracked window or a weak burglary? They've seen this. So what penetration testing does, okay, I'm actually going to test this weak burglary if I can actually enter. That's where penetration testing comes in. So most of the time, when you perform vulnerability assessment and you see different weaknesses, things that are suspected to be weaknesses or that can affect your business or that attackers can exploit, before attackers exploit those things or find those things, you can try to exploit those weaknesses. Okay, this is a cross-site scripting. Can I actually use it to attack myself and see if I can get username and password of admin account or login account of my patients or of my customers or my clients? So you want to try, and this thing actually, can it be exploited? That is where pen test comes in. You want to test this vulnerability we found, these weaknesses. Can we actually use it to break in? There are situations where, because I develop a software for you, and I put some code there that if you didn't renew or you didn't pay me, from the remote, I can actually gain access and maybe block your password or block whatever on that software. Now, vulnerability assessment can help you see those things. And you can decide, do I really want this or I don't want this? There are times that this guy wants to have control of most of these systems. And they told you that, okay, you actually have your thing, you are in charge, you paid us, just take your stuff. But they can always access it remotely. They can always do whatever they want to do on your infrastructure. Imagine if it's a situation where people can just, like an e-commerce site, where I built for you, or we built a third party built for your business to sell and buy. And because they can gain access, they can actually, from the code, make some purchase. And even if they can't do that, there are some e-commerce that we've tried some in the past that we discover that we can actually change the price. Only that this session will not permit me to do that. I will have shown you, although most of the time we submit the reports, but we have the recording of everything we do. So most of the exploit attack that these attackers can do is when they go to your, for instance, e-commerce sites, you have a product you're selling at 250,000, they can change that product price to ₦1 and make payments, and they'll still get the products because the system shows that they've made payments and they're supposed to have that delivery, especially when it's digital product. So most of the time, we just get some script, get in, and our e-commerce is ready. We don't test often. We don't check often. Are these things weak? Are they getting weaker? Because remember, software systems, technology, digitization are evolving. There are new technology improvements coming every day, especially this age of AI. So you have your system built using, for instance, PHP 6.0, but now we have PHP 8.7. If these guys build an upgraded software or attack vector that can help them scan easily PHP 6.0, definitely they can always get into your machine because you're using an outdated software or an outdated library or framework. So that's why you want to keep scanning to know what needs to be updated, what needs to be patched, and what needs to change. And pen test, if you fail to do that, they can come and find those things in your network and exploit it. And that can cause a real damage. Now, we've had some microfinance bank in the platform, like in the past that I explained to you, that they always engage, in fact, do it 3 months. And most of the time, we already see everything all these attackers can see. And we patch and they do the update. And this saved them a lot of millions in the long run. So if most of these bugs are left undiscovered, they could expose over 100,000 customer record. Let's look at healthcare, for instance. All of us, we might say my business is not hospital, my business is not healthcare, but all of us are involved in this because we all use one healthcare system or the other, be it massage, be it spa, be it gym, be it the hospital, clinic, laboratory, and all these guys gather data. So securing all this data is the responsibilities of everybody. Now, when we are not checking constantly if there's bug or if there's attack vector, if there's weakness on our software, on our website, on our client-facing application, we should know that when attackers find this, they are not going to smile on us. They are not going to take it lightly at all. They are just going to exploit, and you know what they need? Money, destroy repetition. If they can't get money easily from you, they can expose millions of patients' data, their medical data. Many people just want to keep their image to themselves and just deal with their doctor. And you'll see many of these things is on the public domain when they can't get money from it. Just some weeks ago, it was revealed that about 150 plus email and password, Gmail and password was revealed to the public domain. How are they able to get 150 plus? And that's why it's good individually to go to Have I Been Pwned? It's a website where you can go to check if your email and password is still intact. If your email and password have been compromised, from the website Have I Been Pwned, you can see it will show you there that your email and password is on the public domain. It's hacked already. So that's a site you can go to check. This is also a form of checking. By going to source site, you put your email, it will tell you this email has been hacked. And it will tell you where that email has been hacked. It should reveal everything to you that you need to know. These are part of the things we need to do as a routine. Yeah. So I'm talking about this previous bank because of the regular testing they do. We are able to help them find patch before attackers do, and that helps them to stay well secured and have a strong security posture. We also have some logistic firm. Their network was scanned and we find some unpatched endpoints with admin access. And this helped them to also patch everything they need to patch, update whatever they need to update, and help them protect their system, their network against attack. So why do companies delay vulnerability testing? Many companies, they believe that firewalls are enough. We have firewalls, we have antivirus, so there is no need for vulnerability testing. Why do we need to test again? When we have antivirus, this antivirus we paid in dollar. In fact, it's from the most technology giants in the whole world. Yes, they believe that firewalls or those antivirals are just enough for them. They don't need to check. They don't need to test. Some of them too have the fear of discovering uncomfortable truths. For instance, now, if let's say CBN has some regulations concerning cybersecurity for microfinance banks, and they want to do this vulnerability assessment, because for instance, we have banks that just get some open source CBA somewhere and was just using. Definitely, when you perform vulnerability assessment on this kind of software that I'm managing to use, we are going to discover things that we're not supposed to discover. Or we have those that just download templates to build their company website. Definitely, if you check this website, you're going to see what you're not supposed to see. That can expose the organization in a very, very bad way. So many times, the fear of the truth, we just meet some IT guys or some people, so we don't need this. Forget it, our antivirus is working. There's no need for that. And sometimes, because of budgets and time constraints, many businesses that we don't have budget for it. Oh, it's too expensive. Before they even hear the price, they're already running away from it. So these are part of the challenges. And what we don't realize is one breach could cost more than a year of preventive testing. Just one breach. And research lets us understand that a breach on SMEs or startup business can take them out of business after 6 months of attack. So why do we have to wait until we got attacked or things get out of hand before we know that, okay, vulnerability testing is actually important for this business and for this organization? Then let's think of it like a health checkup. Like firewalls that we have is like our daily hygiene, very important, but not enough. We have firewalls, we have antivirus. It's like when we have this habit of maybe drinking water early in the morning, doing some exercise or workout, take a long walk of 10,000 steps per day. And all these are hygienic. We eat fruits, vegetables, we reduce sugar intake, we reduce carbohydrate intake. Doctor said don't eat fat, we stop eating fat. Doctor said don't eat white bread, we reduce eating white bread. All these are hygiene. Yeah, they're fine, they're very good. But VAPT is like a regular medical checkup that find what symptoms can show. So what symptoms? Many times when we are feeling headache, we can call it name, call it migraine, call it whatever. So the things symptoms will not show you is what medical checkup show you. That's why you see some people, they love themselves and their health so much that maximum 3 months. Some will go check their teeth, some will go check their eyes, some will go check general blood culture, blood profile. Some people want to check their kidney, check their lungs, check even their bones. You just want to do general medical checkup because you care so much about yourself. You care so much about your life. That's the same way we should see VAPT. So VAPT is like the regular checkup you do on your system, just to make sure you're fine. Yes, I drink water, the liter prescribed every day. I walk 10,000 steps every day. I work out, my aerobics every Saturday. I don't joke with it. I read to build my brain. I in fact pray to build my spiritual being. I do all those things that are hygiene. Eat healthy meal at the right time, balanced diet at the right time. Fine, these are hygienic. But the medical checkup is very important. That's where vulnerability assessment comes in. So it helps us to show all those things. So you can easily fix small issues before they become life-threatening. Before it became something that we want to start running a sketcher, before we have something big that we want to attract a regulatory fine or our reputation damage or stakeholders trust or our client trust or customers trust. Before we want to go that route, where media houses start coming to ask questions, how did they happen? And we know Nigerian bloggers, they will help us paint it even how it didn't happen. So before we get there, vulnerability assessment is like performing this medical checkup to see those small things, symptoms will not show us. Whilst we're waiting for firewalls to be giving us reports, antivirus to be showing us log, the vulnerability assessment will show us everything. In fact, the smallest, tiniest thing and what needs to be done to resolve that. So when should we run a VAPT? Like I mentioned earlier, many of businesses use third party, depend on third party for their client-facing application, their mobile application, their website, in fact, their network infrastructure setup, and purchase of their systems and many things. We use third party, we use vendors for all of this. So now, before we even install most of this thing into our system, or immediately we install them into our environment, it is very, very important for us to carry out the VAPT, to carry out a vulnerability assessment. So before we launch a new website for the whole world to see, or new application, the developer told you, yeah, we're done with your application, we're done with this software, we're done with this that you want to send us. Before you launch it for your customers or clients to start imputing their data, it is very important for you to perform a vulnerability assessment on those applications or the website. And after major infrastructure or cloud changes, for instance, when you make any changes on your cloud, because most of the attack these days are cloud, because most businesses are moving to the cloud. So attackers these days are building different attack apparatus that can help them really gain access to cloud information and cloud data. Now, any changes we make on the cloud, just to avoid misconfiguration of whatever you allow on your cloud platform, it is very important to perform the vulnerability assessment. So every changes you make on either physical infrastructure or online infrastructure. You buy a new system, you have new employee, you know they use flash drive most of the time. Many of them also download and browse on your internet many times. They might have invited what you don't expect on that network. It's very important to run VAPT. So to run the vulnerability assessment, the VA regularly. Then quarterly, biannually as part of compliance. But most people, they are like those that run card so some institutions manage credit cards and debit card and card like that. So they are supposed to have their PCI DSS filed every year. And one of the requirements is they have their VAP, they have their vulnerability assessment done every quarter, and they have the pen test done every year. The same goes with the microfinance banks. They also have that to perform a thorough VAPT, and they have the submission they need to do every year, every March of every March. Yeah. So also following minor incidents or phishing campaign, it is very important to perform vulnerability assessments and take it further to penetration testing. So cyber threat evolves, so should your defenses. So as these attackers are looking for new vectors, new tools, some of them even download free tools, some of them paid huge to get these tools to run this vulnerability of different companies they want to target. And most times they don't even have you, they just blind target. They just like, okay, target SMEs, target business in stock, target this, they just send it randomly. And this thing is ready to start scanning, crawling the whole web, crawling everywhere, and it's bringing down details. And what you fail to see, they will see it. And once they see it, they are not going to smile, they're not going to pity. So the benefits for performing this regular VAPT, one of it is prevent costly downtime and data breach. Very important. When we've heard of a technology giants, I don't want to mention name here, but we all know the story some few years ago when their messaging platform was attacked with ransomware. It affected the whole nation. And similar thing happened in Ghana 2014 or 15, thereabout. It's still a telco that was attacked, and they lose a lot of money, lose reputation, and a lot of people do not trust them till today. I mean, till today, just because of that breach that happened many years ago. So it helps to build customer trust and regulatory confidence. When an organization perform VAPT reg, it's even part of the things that can make you sell to stakeholders or the investors. Come on, we are not just so industrial business. We have our system check, we have our software check, and we have the report of this. We do this quarterly, biannually, or yearly, just to make sure that, yes, your investment is secured with us. This can help build customer trust and build stakeholders trust. So it reduces long-term IT and insurance costs. And it also strengthens your brand's reputation for reliability. People want to rely on you because they know you don't joke with security. They know you take your security serious. And when they look at your reports, they see that your security posture is very solid. And their investment with you is going to be solid and secured. So why business in Nigeria are high value targets? We understand that most SMEs, health, financial institutions, insurance, etc., they run data of vulnerable population. A lot of population that don't know much about their data or about data security, data protection. You collect the data because it's mandatory. We release the data to you. We don't know what you do with your data. You collect a lot of data every day for you to be able to give services to us or to general population. So because you have all this data, you are a target, a prime target. Because data is just what these guys need. They just need this information, this data. Where can they get it? They target SMEs, they target financial institutions, MFBs, they target health care centers, hospitals, clinics, diagnosis centers. They target insurance firms because all these companies have data, huge data that they process every day. That's why businesses in Nigeria are prime targets. Not only for Nigerians, we have foreigners that are targeting our data to be able to do whatever they want to do with us. Either good business or bad business, whatever it is, they need those data. So they know they might not get it because of our strong data protection in Nigeria. So they will use every means they can to get those data. For instance, someone is thinking that what can I bring to Nigeria? In order for you to bring whatever you want to bring to Nigeria, you need data. Then you want to target all the businesses because they are the ones that will give you data and information of people. Their consuming habits, their spending habits, whatever they do, about everything about them, they can get those data from businesses, no matter how small or big, as long as you transact, as long as you have customers, as long as you have clients, as long as you have people that are depending on you for a service or value, you are a target, you are a prime target for these attackers. So almost all business sectors run legacy systems or third-party integration. Like I mentioned, why we are targets in Nigeria is because most of us use third-party solution, third-party integration, third-party build our website, third-party do this for us and all that for us. So it's easy to target. We become a simple or easy target for these attackers. Then we should also know that a single breach could destroy client trust and compliance status. Knowing this, your competitors might want to even try some funny things. I'm coming into the business that you're doing, and what do I want to do? I can just employ some markers, do this and do this. I will pay the news people, they will broadcast it and see you like you're not trustworthy. Nobody should invest or bring their money to you. And that's all. So because they know that one single breach can destroy your client, customers' trust, and even compliance status, that can make you start running around paying regulatory fine. So regular VAPT keeps systems clean, compliant, and credible. So how can innovative solutions be of help to small businesses, large businesses, medium organizations? Because innovative solutions, we can help you run a comprehensive vulnerability assessment for your web, your cloud, and endpoint system. We can also help you manually automated. We can run a manual automated penetration testing on your infrastructure, be it internal or external, end to end. We can help run that and give you a detailed report with prioritized fixes. So when we give you a detailed report, we can now tell you prioritize these ones, prioritize this one, prioritize these ones, running you through a mitigation plan, how you can mitigate all these attack vectors that have been detected on your on your platform. Then we can also help you with ongoing monitoring and training support. While we can help you to continue to monitor your systems, your website, your everything, we also give training, solid training to your staff, your employees, to make them stay hygienic and to help them take the best cybersecurity practices, at least to the minimum, that can help the organization stay healthy and attack-free. So here I'm going to call on us to take the next step. We don't have to wait until an incident to discover. We don't have to wait for an incident to discover your weaknesses before you take the step to start doing those checkups, just the way you want to do medical checkup. You are a business, you want to make money, you want to save money, you want to get investors, you want to get customers and clients to trust you. You don't want something that damages the reputation first, and you now come back, okay, general world, we fix that problem. You guys can start coming back. There will be a lot of questions in the heart of people. We don't want to wait until that happens before we take the next step. And now I'm going to call us here to carefully look at the assessment form we're going to share. And with this assessment form, we're going to work with you to perform a free preliminary vulnerability scan, which can be done right from now. Once we have your form and your consent that we can carry on, we will run this preliminary vulnerability scan for your businesses, at least to let you understand to the minimum your security posture. And if I want us to take it to the fullest, like let's get the full thing, you want the full thing, we can also walk you through that. At this point, we would like to welcome questions and discussion. If we are still on this call, let's welcome questions from our participants. While we're not getting questions, can I ask my own question? I just want to make sure we are online because I'm not hearing anything from anybody.
So, we can hear you. Nice presentation. Thank you very much. I just want to emphasize on the last part that you said. My name is Oluwaseun. I'm the head of technology. So what we're saying is that if you want us to do a vulnerability assessment for your organization, you can let us know. Either you mail us. I think you were mentioning about a form that we can send to you, giving us the authorization. So you can now look at your critical infrastructure. It can be your network, can be your website, can be your app. All you will need from you is just your IP address. Then you authorize us to do it. And when we do it, we tell you what we see. We send you a comprehensive report. You'll be able to see the loopholes that you need to plug. You'll be able to see the gaps. So from there you can probably engage those that you're dealing with, plug those gaps, or you engage us to plug those gaps. So that's what we're saying. I think that's the biggest way from this